Here we have the Inmotion RS that I did motor repair wire on. Successful. We're going to be putting quad piston brakes on. I updated one of the tires to the better tires. As you can see, stock tires are just terrible. Brakes are terrible too. We're putting quad piston on. Since I have the top already off from when I had to do the motor, it's going to be easier. You normally fish this through in here and pull it up and then get it in when you need to do the install, because we do sell the brake kits, and then comes up over here and then fish this all through correctly. We'll show you how we're going to remove it. It's really pretty basic. It's not rocket science. When you get them from us, the ends have little caps on them, so that way you can just fish them through and they're pre-filled. And then normally you can just plug them right in and don't have to bleed the brakes, but it all really depends. So yeah, we're going to fix this scooter and bring it back to life. The shocks are kind of shot yet. He probably should buy new ones. Doesn't want to yet because spending a bunch of other money on all the other repairs on this beast. But it's back to life. So we'll see how this works out. Normally, when you're doing the front, you would unscrew all this. We'll show you when we do the rear, because I'm going to keep the rear handle, because this handle just seems more destroyed, you know, from getting hit. So I'm just kind of get what you get. So this is kind of cheating because I'm just replacing everything, and that's just gonna disappear to the floor. This whole brake caliper is just going to go away. Okay, so we're just gonna pull that through, get out of the wires. This is just junk. I mean, it's not bad, but it's kind of junk. The wires are pre-set up in length. Make sure you fish it through the pole in the right direction and back up and how you want it. They come pre-done, so you don't really have to worry about much. We'll toss on the new brake handle. Hopefully I'm successful here. Alright, good enough in my opinion. Can always adjust it later. Alright, so when we are taking this off, this is 12 mil. There's a rubber seal, they're pre-filled, so don't grab the brake handle. Spin this off. Okay. 3 requirements to this. Obviously make sure you ran the brake wire the correct way, how you want it, because once you commit, kind of commit, unless you want me to send you more stuff. Or all right, it's real rocket science-y. So before anything, that goes on. Boom. There's millions of videos probably showing this on the internet. Boom. Oh crap, you know what I almost forgot? See, look at this, real time, watching me mess up. Good thing we didn't put the crush washer and everything on all the way yet. You gotta make sure you do the rubber boot. If a little oil spills out, it's not end of the world. But you gotta make sure, you know, boot, this, getting a little oil out. But if I have to, I can re-bleed them. But normally, that's why I love these handles, because they have extra fluid in them and they're pretty easy to bleed. So then you gotta get the crush washer tight. It's the name of the game, and if you don't, it won't be snug. It's 8 mil. The wire could, like, you know, watch it kind of spin with it. So you need to be kind of careful so you don't get all zigzagged up or something, you know, all tangled feeling. See how it's like I was talking about the twist? That's why I can wait till the end to do this. too. I can spin the brake caliper around if I need to. And then you're good. Now we have a customer, so I'll be back. Just showing you, pulled the boot up. Customer dropped off some scooter, some broken throttle thing. All right, so normally you could fish the wire through here and you can see what I'm talking about. And you gotta cut these zip ties and then it should all hopefully work out. I'll kind of show that and then we'll put the new calipers on towards that direction. I'm still doing the rear tire and stuff yet, but still has a quick disconnect, so it won't be too big of an issue, but that's something I also have to do. So this is just showing more of how you would potentially install these brakes, so and give you a rundown. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Just gonna take the caliper off. It's probably never been touched. I have tons of new hardware, so that'll be replaced. But normally you can fish it through here, through the end. Okay, had a customer come again. The store's always so busy. So I don't really know how I'll edit this in, but we'll figure it out. You know, life's just an adventure. So be careful. I always like to use the bolt cutters because it's like softer in the sense of like a razor blade. I'm always scared of cutting a wire. You know, there's these clips in here that you can run zip ties back through. I don't know if I can really, probably a terrible angle, but you can run zip ties through those. I'm, like I said, I get to cheat because the top was off, or you can take the top off to save yourself time. It's really up to you. Like I said, you shouldn't have to bleed the brakes. This is so much easier with the top off. Let me get this old brake out of here, make it disappear. And this is such an improvement to the scooter. So, oops. All right, me and my amateurness, but that's okay. I don't really care. I'm having fun. Who wouldn't want to do this? Not a ton of people. But there's these little clips. You just kind of space it through. Make sure you give yourself enough access. You know, enough slack for the back. You know when you're doing it. You don't want to give too much, but because you'll see as we tighten this up and pull it up, you want to have enough slack for the top too. So usually just kind of snugs in there. I usually try to be careful, and then what, like I was saying before, we're going to I gotta get some zip ties through here. So the trick with this top one is you loosen the screw a little through a zip tie through it and then do it. This one might be easier on this side, but sometimes it's kind of difficult. That's something I've noticed in like a tip. Obviously we have the front brake, you know, we have the extra slack because, you know, we're gonna wrap it, and I'd rather have extra slack down here and extra movement, you know, to give you, when you want to turn it left to right, that's kind of important too. So, but it's pretty easy. You can see if you take the top off, and it's even faster, but this will give you an idea of the visual of how you run it down and through. I showed you how you connect them in the beginning, wrap the wires back up. It's a pretty easy job. It's the best upgrade you can do on the scooter, hands down. The better brakes, they sit lower, they bite better. Everything about it, it's just better. So I'll show the finished product when I'm done, and so you can see after I do some tires and some other work. It'll still be in this video. So, but that's the upgrade. Can change your rotors. A lot of times I'd recommend it. They only last so long. Depends on the conditions you drive in. If it's more sandy and rocky or whatever you're doing. This guy drives his scooter out in the country between two little cities that are like 20 miles apart. It's like, or like 10 miles. I don't even know how far apart they are, but they're pretty far apart. Like you take a car, and this guy's driving the scooter like it's a car. It's impressive. So I want to get back on the road, and the back motor cable wasn't melted. The front was destroyed. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to take this for a spin once I'm done with it. So I'm just kind of showing this. It's a lazy man bleed, as I refer to it as. You put some fluid up in there. And what we're trying to do down here, if your pistons don't really compress all the way, because it happens, like Sometimes something's just goofy when you install air in line, something. On these pistons, you got to push them in and make them flat all the way, because these rotors are so thick, it won't work any other way. And you got to undo the cap up top so you can relieve some pressure. Otherwise, you will never get them in unison. That's terrible camera angles. Sorry. You see how they're more flat now? And if you don't, you'll push them up and then the piston will come back down because there's be too much line compression. Make sure you know you have no fluid in there, no mineral oil somewhere. Alright. So, usually come with heatsink brake pads. I'm all out. I sold a bunch to other customers, so this guy's just getting some normal ones. It happens. Then that way it creates that big gap that you need. So let's hope this pin goes straightened apparently. This pin goes through. And I guess it doesn't really matter because we're just checking. So, and you're gonna see, oh, like look, see how I like push up the pad and it fell out? It's actually a good thing to see, because that's why you need the clip in, but I'm being lazy because I'm just trying to test it here to make sure I push the pistons in all the way and I'm not going to have an issue. And it's hard to see, but you can see how there's a little light gap. Hopefully I can get this on camera. I really probably can't, but you'll see, and it's a really tight fit. They always are. When you have the pads in there, they'll sit lower like that when you actually have the pin in. I was just doing this to make sure. And then up here, since I have the poor man bleed going, when I'm pumping the brakes, if there's any air or anything, I'm hoping that they'll come out. And then we'll be in a better situation up top here, because this handle is really old. So we're just kind of pumping out the air. And it's already gotten more firm. So, and that's why I called the poor man bleed, because I'm not pushing it up through the whole line. But the line was brand new, so I know it didn't have air in it, so that's an advantage too. But that's how that goes on. I don't know if the lighting's good. It's probably fucking terrible. It looks like it's terrible on this camera, but I'm using the Allen key in here with the zip tie, and you just push through one end, and then that way allows you to tighten this up and push one through. Otherwise it's impossible. Goodbye mini zip ties might work, but that's what I do. All right, finished product. New brake handle, lines. You can see how clean it is coming down. So you got that. A big thing you want to make sure is when you're doing this, you have enough slack on that cable when it's turning. You know, when you're like steering around in your house and stuff. So you might want to adjust this up, down, what you think's most comfortable. Make sure you're aware of that. And then you can see back here, same thing. Make sure you give yourself enough slack, otherwise it'll rub on here. Something I've noticed when people put brakes on because their lines aren't long enough. That's why I like company that does this, because they're big enough and they work. Turn it on. Put it in speed mode. He has old crappy throttle. We're switching that, but you can hear how quiet it is. Paired motor. And then you can see the brakes are just a lot snappier. That was the front I hit. Whoops. And that's what I'm talking about. People don't realize how big of an upgrade this is. And this RS too, like I said, I brought it back to life. Look at that. You can't beat that. And it sits lower on the rotor. You can see. And it bites it. So that's the big thing, is we want full contact, and that's what it's finally doing. It's biting the whole rotor. So it doesn't sit all weird. It's getting full contact. But that's a big upgrade. Scooter just needs a little bit of love. I'm gonna change out the throttle for him, and yeah, the new tires are improvement, brakes are an improvement. It was a lot of fun to work on, but on to the next project. And just to kind of show this, how this is in here, be just like the quick disconnect. I did the NASA standard, so that's why it's kind of a little bulkier, because I wanted the vibrations, if not to break the solder joints over time. It's a big thing you got to be worried about, so make sure you do that properly. And yeah, success story, man. It's how to save your motor. Here's the scooter done. I had a customer who had a smashed fender, and I took his fenders and his pieces and I combined them, and he got a new fender for free, so he lucked out because I always keep the old broken parts. The rivets popped out, and then I had to fix it there, and I just put some screws in and it seemed to work out. It's not touching the rotor, and yeah, I'm very excited to go test drive this. It's going to be a ton of fun. So